everybody. Hello, Rick. Hello, Rick. How is the looking? As you might see down there, there's a little lad here. He knows what's going down. He cares not for my technical issues this week, which I dragged out for far too long and then had a last minute panic just there, but the panic is over. Good old switch it off and switch it on again. Oh look, cat butt, you must love me. Willing to show me your butt. We persuaded Snarf to actually say hello to someone on the street yesterday when my neighbour rapped on the door and we were just chatting and Snarf wandered out and then he saw someone on the street and I'm like, Snarf, be nice, and the person on the street was like, yeah, come on, and Snarf went up and sniffed the finger and then went, oh god, have a look at my cat butt. Oh, hello, hungry Orko. It's like you've never been fed. Which reminds me, tomorrow, gotta go and get more bickies. I think I've got enough for you for breakfast. Diva! Oh, do you like my new badge? This is less a pop shield now, more than it is just somewhere to put all the pronoun badges. And this ridiculous bastard here, which just like takes up all the room. It started with a tiny one, and I was like, well, that's too small. And then this one was a right size, and I've lost its brother. This one's just ridiculous. But this is my new one. Look, I got it in Welsh. There. Because, why not? It's a chunky little, oh, it's like a sweet, honestly. I should, it's just, like, look at the side of it. Look at it. Nope, not that one. That one. It's like a big candy sweet. It's like a boiled sweet that you can suck on. Anyway, I hope the sound quality's alright. Because I'm like, all those audio waves just getting absorbed into pronoun badges. It's very daft. But, you know, we like being daft. Still. Got my brew. I've got some dickhead. We got a video game ready to go. That should still work. I haven't touched that machine. I got cat hair everywhere. Hello, what are you like? Keep pushing my microphone away. Like you just don't care. You don't care about professional quality stream. You don't care about good sounding audio. All you want to do is cause havoc. Do crimes. That nuttats. DOCRIMES. Yes, do crimes. Nuttats. Yes. Baby boy. Right. Let's get keyboard number 2. Whack the microphone into Orko's face. There's mouse number 2. Hello, Kathy. Running late in your dinner. No worries. I'm just faffing. Orko is, of course, helping. Right. I've forgotten how to stream already. I fixed all my buttons, fixed everything I needed to, and now I'm like, how do I do this? I've got buttons. Which ones do I know which one I press. I press that one. Look at that. Windows XP. You live. Right, we'll stop the music. Let's go from like really poppy country to jazz. I'm not even sure what you call that country. Now to some jazz. Hi Snarf, Snarf's here. Hello, you're early. Normally you wander in later. Right, buttons, that one. Load a game, session 7, let's go. Alright. We can turn into a werewolf. That's a thing. Let's look at other things. Like, well, we got nothing. Well, we still don't know why Mundy was hung upside down. The Thermocase is dead, right? The Von Uberwalds. There's still Reagan's murder, but that also comes up under murder. Sapphire's a dead end. The sword is what killed us and turned us into a werewolf. That bit I don't quite understand. Ilsa's somewhere. Two Conquerors safe. Carlotta's somewhere. Alkali's somewhere. Jasper Horston, the bestial attacker. Well, that's also our murderer. More murders. The merchant's murder.
According to Nobby, a prominent merchant had been killed as part of the counterweight killings.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got all this off Nobby, didn't we?
The counterweight killings had struck at the Unseen University, and the reader of esoteric occultism had been killed.
Right.
One of the patrician's clerks had been murdered, apparently as part of the counterweight killings.
Cool. We got information on some of those murders, and Miscellaneous has got the battery and the sword. Okay. And then we can turn into a wolf. So we got Ilsa, we got the serial killer, we got the Ankh, we got Gaspode.
A strange scent.
Right, that's this one, is it? The magenta with flashing dots?
I'd lost the trail. I couldn't tell where it went from here.
Ah, right, we're out. Okay, fine. Go back to being human. Where were we again? By the Temple of Small Gods.
I was on the other side of a stained glass window with some kind of angel on it.
Oh, right. Oh, hello. Cutscene. Not much of a cutscene. This is more a, hey, remember that person was, oh, hang on, no, wait. The mouse was hiding up there.
I could see that someone was on the other side of the window. I was confident the silhouette belonged to Mooncalf.
Yeah, him. Right, okay. So, what we're saying is he might have seen something? Heard something? We should go talk to him. Let's ignore the weird fella. He's very weird.
I have some more questions.
Ask them, if you must.
The window.
Did your church buy that window?
We are not a church, we're a cult.
What's the difference?
Demographics. Churches appeal to the high society element. Good for funding, but bad for grassroots support. Now, your average cult has much more of a street-level membership. Not so much money, but easier to get things done.
Well, did your cult buy that window?
No. It was purchased by the Eternal Seers of Revelation Joe many years ago. It depicts the moment when the Divine Prophet was given the recipe for pizza by the Creator.
Oh, wait.
How come you're working in front of it?
The Eternal Seers ran out of support decades ago.
It figures.
Right, we've asked all these questions, haven't we? Oh, I'll do them again.
Now let me get this straight. The Eternal Seers of Revelation Joe worshipped pizza.
I mean,
No, my
bad thing.
child. The legends say that the first pizza was created by the Klatchian mystic Ronron Revelation Joe Sawadi, who claimed to have been given the recipe in a dream by the creator of the Discworld himself. Allegedly, the creator said that the pizza was what he had intended all along. Those who have seen the original say that what the creator had in mind was a small cheese and pepperoni affair, with a few black olives, and things like mountains and seas got added out of last-minute enthusiasm, as so often happens.
So who were the Eternal Seers?
The survivors of the schism of the Turnwise Ones and the resulting Grand Jihad.
Grand Jihad?
Yes. After the deaths of some 25,000 people, the faithful were allowed to add one small bay leaf to the recipe.
So is this divine figure in the window the creator?
Oh no. It is blasphemy for any to depict the rat face of the creator.
Because of his divine stature?
No. Because it is clear that world creation is not a divine act, but a rather straightforward mechanical function. Hence, to praise the creator would be blasphemy.
How does the creator feel about that?
He seems content. He's had some success with his design, apparently. The details are sketchy.
Right. That was some weirdness. Right, what do we want to talk to him about now? More murders. Hello, Ray. How you doing? Getting ready. We got lots of things to talk about. Maybe does he know about our murder? Why did they want to show us this Anthony Hopkins impression? Shattered. Oof. Never mind. A few turbo ciders, you should be good. So it's coming on 9 years since I moved to Bristol. And I had a housewarming. Some friends from Swansea came down, stopped over. And Andy, we'll just call him Andy because that's his name. Nice one, Andy. He brought with him a crate of Strongbow and some store brand energy drink to make turbo ciders. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Strongbow. This is Bristol. You don't drink Strongbow in Bristol. And of course, he only had a few, and he just left this great big wad of Strongbow with me. And it's been in my pantry for 9 years. I'm not touching the stuff. I wasn't going to touch the stuff when it was within its best before date. And even the homeless dudes won't take it. They've got taste around here. They're like, we can do better than that. At least Thatcher's gold. So, and you don't leave cider out in the street. What if a kid takes it? That's irresponsible. You can leave things out in the street and people will take them around Bristol. People go, oh yeah, I like that. But don't do that with cider. So it's been there for 9 years. Anyone want some Strongbow? It's pickups only. Oh, God, Jesus, you're in the way. Wrong mouse. Wrong mouse. Right. Let's ask this person.
I asked Mooncalf where he was when the murder took place, and he told me he was holding a sermon.
Not a fan. That's fair. I've just had a thought. Yeah. And I think, for the longest time, Strongbow was your only choice. But I think in the past, 10 years or so, other ciders have branched out. I'm pretty certain there's places must have Thatchers on tap in around South Wales and stuff. I'm sure you've got some good, relatively local ciders that aren't Strongbow or Bulmers. For a nice cider, I quite like a cider. Lager, some just get a bit too gassy, and I go through phases on beer. I like a white beer. But, you go to Europe for nice white beer, don't you?
I asked Mooncalf where he...
Right, he was holding sermons.
I asked...
Right. So is Mooncalf really going to be any... Why did he... Oh, that's why. Hold on a second. We need to go to wolf mode.
I didn't want to transform in such an exposed area.
I want to smell things as a wolf. So, so he's not gonna do it, is he? Right, come here, Luton, wolf.
I didn't...
Right, no, of course not. So we're gonna have to go back to the cemetery. Change to wolf mode. Okay, so, yeah, alright. So I can't travel in wolf mode, I can only follow scents. So the trail of magenta with glowing dots gets me to outside here. Okay, oh
For
no.
the time being at least, Saturnalia was closed.
So I could go to Saturnalia in wolf mode. Okay. But then...
I couldn't think of a good reason to erase.
Okay. But then I can't click on the scents. Well, that says River Ankh, yes.
I'd already...
I can't click on the fuchsia scent anymore. It's taken me here. No. No, turn back to... Turn back. Oh, no.
Saturn...
Oh, no. I can't click on... I can't click on...
I'd already...
I can only select the River Ankh. I can't click on the icons for
The river...
my things. I get my scent. I can do them like this. Oh yeah, remember we found the moss somewhere, didn't we? That's a thing. But I can't click on... Oh no, I'm gonna have to... We haven't learnt anything new. We might as well go back here. Right.
A strange scent I first found in the cemetery.
So we
The
just...
unmistakable scent of the River Ankh. The aroma... Oh, the scent...
Right, okay. So we've got the killer scent. So let's go to murder spots and see if the killer was also there and other people. Right, starting with... over here, the Magdalen Bridge. So this will be a quiet spot, and we'll be like, yeah, we can turn into a wolf. Specks of magenta.
The smell of the Ankh was too strong for me to pick out the magenta scent well.
But it was here. Right, there we go. I smell nuts. Hello, Kira. How you doing? Okay, so... But it did show, like, back here. But can I walk back here? Okay, but the smell was here. And a murder happened there. A murder happened up here. And this is a sort of quiet place where... I might be able to turn into wolf mode. Yeah, alright, what do we got?
The magenta traces were too weak to be accurately memorized.
We've got a new scent.
The navy blue scent was strong and distinct.
I mean, probably...
I wasn't sure.
Teal scent?
Nobby's teal scent reeked of tobacco.
Nobby! Oh yeah, of course Nobby's been up here. Oh, what's the dark brown puddle?
The earthy brown scent of malachite was unmistakably the scent of a trawl.
Alright, so we're picking up scents. But not necessarily making sense. can we... Oh, we don't seem to be able to talk to you. Okay, fine. Where else have people been murdered? Ah. In here. A lingering threat of magenta. Hang on, let me do that one of my deep voices. The lingering threat of magenta. Not bad, eh? Too busy gargoyling rainwater. Ayy.
The scent was too dispersed for me to remember it well.
What else? Oh, the navy blue. A strong hint of it.
There was a bold scent of navy blue in the air. There was definitely the remains of a magenta scent in Mundy's room.
So there's two of them then. Hint of apple. Ooh. Hint of apple's a neat one.
The apple-colored scent wasn't entirely unpleasant. A strange...
Strong hint with a nudge in the side of teal. Oh, that's knobby again, isn't it?
The teal scent strongly resembled tobacco and guilt.
And guilt. Oh yeah, we don't smell ourselves, do we? Let's have a sniff around here, because you never know. There's the apple.
There was a hint of an apple-colored scent in the air. The dark cyan scent was strong and earthy, with a hint of something potent about it.
So, apple person. Well... Like, we probably can't change into... No, I didn't want you to go in there, Luton.
Much as I'd enjoy...
Right, because obviously, I'm guessing the apple is probably mankin, right? Right, where else have murders happened? Well, you know, why are we... Oh no. I gotta change CDs. This is a bad sign that this was a bad idea. Right. I know I regressed. Well, let's see. If I can turn into a wolf...
Turning into a wolf wasn't something I was entirely comfortable with yet. I was trying to restrict myself to just when it was really necessary.
It's like maybe... Right then. If it's just for a death sequence, oh god, that would be the absolute worst. I haven't done a save yet. Right. In fact. This CD doesn't have the wolf. No, it seems like it, doesn't it? Alright. Okay, what do we got? Purple haze.
There was a faint haze of purple in the room. I didn't know who it belonged to, but there was something about it.
Oh, that's a new purple.
The cloud of teal-colored scent was the smell of tobacco and petty
Petty
theft.
theft.
Definitely nobbies.
Yeah. The maroon traces? Ooh. The maroon traces.
The maroon scent reminded me of iron somehow.
Is that a clue? Might that be a dwarf? The wolf engine is just an imp with an elaborately geared crank. Right, the teal cloud, the maroon traces, purple haze, dark shining on the door.
Around the door was a strong, dark cyan odor with an earthy overtone.
We get a nice collection of smells now. So we got Gasbird, we got the River Ankh, we got the Killer. We got Ilsa, we got Maroon.
The maroon scent reminded me of iron somehow.
Probably the dwarf, Alkali.
There was something about the purple scent that reminded me of werewolves.
That's interesting. Where did we find the purple again?
The dark cyan scent was strong and earthy, with a hint of something potent about it.
Totally forgotten where we found all these scents. The apple, I think, is mankin, right?
The apple-colored scent wasn't entirely unpleasant. The navy blue scent was strong and distinct. The earthy brown Nobby's teal scent reeked of
Right. Where else? It's quiet.
There was a blue mist around the statue Roden had been working on.
Deep brown
The
discolorization.
place where Malachite had been perched smelled of a deep, earthy brown.
Yeah. That's him. Where else get smelly? Right. We can't climb up there as... Well, I mean, we might be able to climb up there as the wolf. But I got a feeling we probably use the back of the room, maybe? Also, what's the deal with this moss? Alright, I'm eating jelly.
It always looked much easier in the clickies.
Like, they wouldn't notice if I turned into a wolf in front of them.
Leonard would probably be fairly
See? But what if I changed into a wolf here?
Leonard would probably...
Alright, fine. Hello, Basil. I'm eating jelly tots. And going around sniffing everywhere I can sniff. Alright, I'm back at the Cafe Ankh, right? Maybe even in the basement itself.
turning into a wolf.
Alright, fine. No, Luton. Did I change by the castle wall? I didn't try changing down there. Will you come in here? I'll try it now in a sec. We'll see if...
There was a lingering smell of purple in the corner. It was too scattered.
The red mist.
The predominant smell in the cellar was of red wine, Considerably more pleasant than the smell of the river, at least.
Oh, the smell of the wine barrels, huh? Eating jelly tots and go around sniffing everything I can sniff. Thought pets were supposed to take over their owners, not owners taking after their crying cats. I think I did annoy Orko at the start of the stream. Just leave the area when I'm like saying, I'm eating my noms. You're not eating your noms, ha ha, because someone's going to cash in points, ha ha ha. Right, yes. It's turned into Wolf here. It's kind of quiet. There we go. Magenta.
One of the empty barrels had a faint magenta trace to it.
Nah.
The empty barrels were surrounded by a cloying red mist, and it had the shrill pitch of red wine, if I wasn't mistaken. The scent was too weak for me. The garbage was giving off a distinctive green cloud, not dissimilar to the smell of the River Ankh.
Any more smells? Any more smells? Any more smells? Any more smells? Does not look it. So purple's been around. Hey, they might be people to ask about.
They were keeping their distance, but I managed to briefly catch sight of the dwarf who was following me.
There's a dwarf following me. I wonder who that could be. Poor Orko. People think that you should be pitied. They don't know what a pest you are. But an adorable one. Fine, poor Orko. It's that face. Anyway, right, I was going to ask some guards about this. Because why not?
I hear one of the clerks got murdered.
Ask questions like that and we might have to arrest you.
On what grounds?
Oh, on the palace grounds, obviously.
That's quite a good gag. On the palace grounds. I like that. Right, they were no good. Where else can we go sniffing? Can't go to the docks anymore. Can't really go sniffing around the obvious yard. Horsts.
I went over to Horst's quarters, but he wasn't there.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Done Saturnalia. Vulnerable mansion. Like, we're not going to be able to turn into a werewolf there, are we?
Oh, it is you, sir.
I'm just as thrilled.
Who would sir like to see this time?
Let's ask some people.
I'd like to see Carlotta. Is she home?
I will go and check.
Oh.
While the butler was gone, I slipped into my wolf form. A purple scent stretched across the hallway, and I instantly knew it was Carlotta. But that wasn't all. The richness of her odor told me something else. Carlotta was a werewolf. Just like me.
Dun, dun.
It seems that Carlotta is not in her room.
Take a message. Tell her to meet me at the Café Ankh later tonight.
As sir wishes.
If Carlotta was the werewolf who infected me, I wanted to speak to her as soon as possible. Sheesh! You'd think a guy could take one kiss and wake up the same shape next day, wouldn't you?
The group of audience, they're probably cool with that, yeah. But she also, why does the butler call her Carlotta and not like Lady Carlotta or whatever her actual title is? Nothing else to do.
You wanted to see me.
I tried to reach you at the mansion, but you're never around when I need you.
You never need me when I'm around.
A funny thing happened to me the other day.
You arranged all this just to tell me an anecdote?
It's a funny little story. I think you'll like it.
I'm listening.
The other night, someone stuck a sword through my ribs.
Ah, it must have been someone who knew you well.
The thing is, not long afterwards, I was in my coffin thinking about it when I realized I wasn't dead.
That was lucky.
Luck was not a factor. Why did you do it, Carlotta?
Do what?
Make me a werewolf.
If I hadn't, you'd be dead. Would you prefer that?
That's not the point, and you know it. You did something to me that was going to change who I was for the rest of my life, and you didn't even tell me.
I didn't think you'd understand. Besides, it wasn't as if I planned it.
Are you telling me you turned me into a werewolf by accident?
How long have you been a werewolf now?
Not long.
Have you felt what it's like? That force that pulls on you, that draws your attention to every jugular, pulsing with life? The irrepressible call of fresh blood? A sudden attention to the phases of the moon?
I have to fight to keep control.
We all do. Coming to a city of 1 million people, it's like a starving monkey wandering into a banana plantation. You learn to live with it.
And you decided to infect me with lycanthropy?
Infect is such a negative word. I prefer blessed.
You think this is a gift?
Of course it's a gift. It's the greatest gift I could give to someone. And I chose you.
Why?
You're a smart man, Luton. Figure it out.
Ooh. The tablecloth is doing some work. But yeah, it's kind of like, is it vampires? Is it werewolves? I mean, that said, Game Night 2 was werewolves. But, like, they were sexy like vampires. Buff wolves. Manly men with long flowing hair. Buff wolf.
Where can I find you?
I'll be around.
That's not very helpful.
What can I say? I go where I want to, with anybody I want. I just happen to be that kind of girl.
This isn't over, Carlotta.
I hope not. We don't have to be enemies, Luton.
We'll never be friends.
Let's not fight, Luton. We can work together, recover the sword together.
I don't know who you are anymore.
I'm the same girl I ever was, Luton. It's you that's changed.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
You know,
she's not
Luton,
wrong.
you don't have to work with me. You don't have to say anything, and you don't have to do anything. Not a thing. Oh, maybe just howl. You know how to howl, don't you, Luton? You just pull your jaws apart and blow.
After Carlotta had left, I sat alone in the cafe, thinking about my problems.
Oh, wait.
As bad as it seemed, my life was still better than it was a few years ago. Back then, I would have sat alone in the cafe, drinking through my problems.
She's gone. But, mate, no.
I was pretty sure Samael wouldn't mind me slipping into wolf form, but it still didn't feel right.
I was going to
just
ask her.
couldn't do it while somebody watched.
I was going to ask her questions about, like. Pull jelly tots out. I was going to ask her questions from my notebook. I can't. Okay, I don't want to be watched. Never mind. Definitely not here. But...
Samael, Mr. Luton.
Oh, I did the goodbye one. That's why the thing. Carlotta is a werewolf.
I couldn't exactly slip the fact that Carlotta was a werewolf into casual conversation.
Have you heard about the murder of one of the patrician's clerks?
Sure thing. I was interviewed by the Watch about it.
You? Why?
He was the clerk in charge of the palace stores. He was the one who bought the wine for the palace.
Really? So do you know anything about the murder?
No. Sorry. But there should be someone here from the palace any moment now to collect the next shipment. You could ask them.
I guess I could, but I doubt they'd tell me anything. Do you know anything about the murder up at Unseen University?
No, sorry.
Don't you get wizards in here? You're just around the corner from the university.
No, we don't get wizards here. The wizards prefer the mended drum and other noisy establishments.
What about the other staff?
Well, some of the other staff do call in every now and then. I guess the closest to a regular would be Cassandra, but she's not working there at the moment.
At the moment?
She quits her job occasionally, but she always goes back. The university pays her a good wage for what she does.
Which is?
Mainly laundry and a bit of dusting.
If the pay's good, why does she keep quitting?
She doesn't get on with a head chambermaid up at the new hall.
Why?
Mrs. Folmes has a bad reputation as someone to work with.
Well, that's a lot of gossip, but it's not giving us jazz notes.
I heard that a merchant was murdered. You wouldn't know anything about it, would you, Samael?
A merchant? I think you better ask at a less reputable establishment. I could get into trouble suggesting that something was up in the Merchants Guild.
Why?
The cafe is part of the Merchants' Charter.
The Merchants' Charter?
It just means that if we're found to have caused any bad publicity for the city or the guild, they send someone round to smash the windows.
Doesn't that cause bad publicity?
I'd rather not pursue that interesting point.
I don't think we've got anything new to ask about with him, is there? Alright, that'll probably do.
Thanks again, Samael.
No problem, Mr. Luden.
That's why the conversation ended, because I hit the leave conversation button, not the start which we repartee button, which I thought it was. So, never mind. Surely the game wouldn't be so broken. As to, am I allowed to? I don't think I'm going to turn into a wolf here, because it's...
Turning into a... I would...
Yes, okay, fine. If we go back down here... Is there a point? I don't think there is. Hello, Art, how you doing? Yes, we've been picking up scents. Trying to tie them together. Turns out Carlotta's a werewolf. Not a vampire, a werewolf. And so now we're just going around sniffing things. Can't bring that up in casual conversation, what? That we're going around sniffing things. I'm not quite sure what's going on, and I've been playing the game. But now we can pick up loads of scents.
The magenta traces were too... There was definitely a
And we've got a selection of scents. Some of which are named. There's Rodan, there's the wine barrels, that's Nobby. There's some trash, that's Malachite. Got some navy, some apple, some dark cyan, Ilsa, maroon, Carlotta.
There was something about the...
She's a purple. She's a purple. Anyway. Let's go back to being human. Right, what do we do? So Carlotta turned us. She's a vampire, so she shows up in a lot of places. But not at all the murder places. Right. We've had some sniffing around there. We've sniffed around in our own office and Rodan's workshop. Can't sniff around the Temple of Small Gods. Sniff around the back of the Patrician's Palace. Can't really sniff around Pseudopolis Yard. Done the Magdalen Bridge. Done the Mausoleum. Done Cafe Ankh. Done the Von Uberwald mansion. We got, like, new murders to ask people about, but I'm not sure, like, we got no new notes. Have we tried the yard? Oh, I haven't been to the yard, this is true. We could probably... There's Nobby's already told us about
Back
stuff.
behind the desk, I see.
It's like the meter, but more frustrating.
Hello, Luton.
Right, Nobby.
You mentioned the murder of one of the patrician's clerks before.
Yeah,
What can you tell me about that?
that he's dead.
That's all your in-depth inquiries turned up?
Not as easy as that, you know, making sure someone's really dead. He might have just been playing dead. Anyway, he was killed in the palace.
You must know more than that. Or is it that you can't tell me about it?
If you want to know more, you'll have to find out yourself. Sorry.
Never would have guessed it, Nobby. What can you tell me about the murder at Unseen University?
Nothing.
Nothing?
The university isn't being cooperative. Old Vimes is saying that because it's murder, it's our jurisdiction. But they're arguing that they can handle their own affairs. It's all got political.
That doesn't help the inquiry much, does it? What about this merchant that you said was murdered?
I can't discuss that with you.
Well, you must be able to tell me something.
The guilds like to keep these disputes to themselves. You know what I mean? You'll have to talk to the Merchants Guild.
Good old Nobby.
I couldn't exactly slip the fact that Carlotta was a werewolf into casual conversation.
Alright, fine.
I guess I'll see you around, Nobby. I'll try to avoid it, though. Let's face it, Nobby was no oil painting. Unless someone did it with their foot.
Oof. Right, we've got a new location. Where is it, though? Aha! Let's never go back to the mausoleum again. Unless someone explicitly says, oh, you should go to the mausoleum. This is the proper retro experience. Although if it were the proper retro experience, I'd have a Packard Bell. That weird corner diagonal one.
The Merchants Guild was the youngest of the Ankh-Morpork guilds,
I'll be on the desk.
founded in self-defense by the city's traders and shopkeepers when they realized their role in the grand scheme of things was to be robbed. Robbing fat merchants, it seemed, was a perfectly socially acceptable, even heroic thing to do. Consequently, they weren't the friendliest of guilds either. I wasn't holding out much hope that they'd help me. Evening.
Usually is when the sun sets.
Is everyone in this city a smart aleck?
Who's he?
He used to be a regular at the Mended Drum. He made a reputation as a know-it-all.
Used to be?
The Mended Drum is a bad place to use the phrase, no.
Where did they find his body?
The Shades. And the Diesel Gate. His kidney down a well in Dolly's sister's, I think. Bits of his innards all over the place. Sounds like he had a lot of guts.
That's quite good. Right, this is the cheeky banter.
So how did you end up working on the door?
Who? There's only so many good positions to go around.
I take it this isn't one of them.
Oh, it's not that bad. I get to hear all the interesting news with this job.
And has anything interesting happened recently?
Oh, yes.
Such as?
We got a new kettle. Much nicer than the one with the leak that we used to use.
You boiled water in a kettle with a hole?
Well, we made a lot of steam anyway. It wouldn't stay in the cups, though.
And that's the most exciting thing that's happened here.
Oh, exciting. If you want exciting, you should see the new colour scheme in the coin shaving room.
Come on. Someone was murdered. Wasn't that exciting?
Oh, sure.
Why didn't you mention that?
A guild policy. We're not to discuss the incident with outsiders.
Incident.
What's all this about coin shaving?
You haven't heard of coin shaving?
No, I didn't even know they grew hair.
Well, you take a coin and you carefully shave off some of the gold, which you can then melt down and sell. Easy money.
I think I see a problem with that.
Yeah?
Well, I didn't think there was any gold in Ankh-Morpork dollars.
Well, there isn't. Not anymore. We kind of shaved them too much.
So what do you use the coin shaving room for?
We keep the kettle there. It sets off the new decor superbly.
That's why you redecorated it?
No, we used to keep the old kettle there, only all the wallpaper fell down.
Newton had a lot of trouble with that when he was head of the Royal Mint. Aha, there you go.
I don't understand. Why is it guild policy not to discuss the murder?
Well, as you probably know, we formed the guild to stop the dreadful habit of visiting heroes robbing all the fat merchants.
Yeah, I heard that.
Ah, yonder lies a fat merchant, they'd cry, using that special landlord a flagon of your finest ale hero talk. Let us relieve him of some of his ill-gotten gains. Pon my scalliard. Next thing you know, they've robbed you blind. That's the thanks you get for years of service.
Years of service, carefully mixing sand in the sugar and switching the number plates of the donkey carts.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a very stilted view. What about all the other
And
top-quality
probably correct.
bargains we offer?
Ah, yes. All those once-in-a-lifetime, never-to-be-repeated, absolutely didn't fall off the back of a cart offers?
Exactly. Plus, we keep the economy of the city running.
By giving small sums to the less smelly beggars?
Annually, yes.
You were telling me about guild policy.
Ah, yes. Anyway, it was decided that it would be the Merchants Guild's policy to fully further the aims of its members, advertise the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork, and beat 7 kinds of hell out of anyone with a leather loincloth.
Advertise the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork?
Are you saying you don't like Ankh-Morpork?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I heard what you guys did to Castroaster.
Damn straight. He got tired real quick.
This doesn't explain why you can't discuss the murder with me.
Well, the Merchants Guild is supposed to be the shining beacon that shows the rest of the world how unsurpassably wonderful Ankh-Morpork is.
By robbing them blind?
Oi! Watch it.
Sorry. Continue.
Watch it.
Anyway, the point is, it's bad publicity if we're seen to have a murder in our ranks.
Couldn't you sell it as a tourist attraction?
What?
You know, come to Ankh-Morpork, site of the infamous counterweight killings.
Show some respect. A merchant lies dead, struck down in his prime.
So do half a dozen other people.
True, but they weren't merchants.
I'm getting very Eat the Rich vibes. Don't know why.
So how exactly do you go about advertising the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork?
We pursue those misguided people who publicly fail to recognize the many attractive points of this fine city.
Pursue?
Yes, we hire large gangs of men with ears like fists and fists like walnuts to point out that Ankh-Morpork is in fact a marvellously clean and decent city in which to live. A process whose ongoing nature might be swiftly curtailed if they don't shut up right now.
I suspect they see sense.
Oh yes, even if their eyes are a bit swollen.
Right. He won't talk to us about anything else, will he? No point asking about Carlotta as a werewolf. Maybe. If you don't talk about...
Do you know anything about the murder of one of the patrician's clerks?
I can't help you there.
Do you know anything about the murder
This
of the
is-
reader of esoteric occultism?
I can't help you there.
Nope. He's not going to tell
About
us.
this merchant that was killed.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to discuss the incident with outsiders. A guild policy.
It wouldn't hurt to tell me the broad details, would it?
It would hurt a lot. They'd throw me off the roof.
No one's going to know.
I'd know about hitting the ground.
Is it really that important to you?
The Merchants Guild takes its policies very seriously.
So it seemed. I had to find a way to exploit that.
Oh, well, there's a clue. How do we exploit? By becoming a merchant?
Have you heard about the counterweight killings?
Who hasn't? It's the talk of the town. A gruesome serial killer in our own backyard.
Ankh-Morpork, where major political events are never talked about, but grisly murders are discussed over the dinner table.
Hey, if it isn't local news, I'm not interested.
Oh, of course. 10,000 killed in a pogrom in Omnia is irrelevant. But Ankh-Morpork man stubs toe on the Magdalen Bridge. Oh, that's news.
Someone stubbed their toe on the Magdalen Bridge?
Never mind.
Right, what else can we ask about? Reagan?
Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
I can't help you there.
No, probably not Malachite.
What do you know about the murder of Mount Malachite?
I can't help you there.
Can't help you there. Mundy? Probably
Can you
not.
think of any reason that Mundy might have been hung upside down before he was killed?
I can't help you
I
there.
can't help you there. No. No, you can't. Right, cases. Like, well, the Mundy case is just... Right, we've asked that question. That's under murders. The Therma case is done. The Volubles, we're not asking that question. Carlotta is a werewolf. The Sapphire case is done. The Sword...
I didn't want to discuss. This was clear.
Right, we're not talking about the Sword. But I think the Sword's also under miscellaneous, isn't it? Yeah, so...
The jewel was.
Oh, we're not talking about the jewel. So, oh, well.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Well, no one I know.
No. What about Carlotta?
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Well, no one I know.
No. What about Alkali? Who's following me, I'm sure.
What do you know about a dwarf named Alkali?
Well, no one I know.
I know, it's great, isn't it, Rick? It's just like, do you know why Mundy would have been hung upside down when he was murdered? Who the fuck is Mundy? Who the fuck are you to just walk up to me and say, ask me weird questions about a murdered person I don't know? It's like, at least open with, did you know a guy called Mundy? Oh yeah, I did. Well, he's been murdered. Oh no. More contacts. Do you know Jasper Horst?
Do you know a troll by the name of Jasper
Maybe I can
Horst?
get in with this.
No one I know.
No one you know.
There's talk of a bestial attacker loose in Ankh-Morpork.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering if it might have killed that merchant.
Wonder away. But I'm not discussing the incident with you.
Damn.
We need to exploit the Guild of Merchants policies. Also, I need to say, maybe if I just offer some money.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money.
Okay.
I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate. I had a feeling that Mundy's coin was important.
No, okay. Hit him with a crowbar.
Tempting as it was, I decided... Do you recognize this moss?
I don't know anything about that.
No. What about...
I had a feeling...
Oh, the envelope. That's it. That's all the stuff. So, I'm in the right place for exploitation. This is true. But,
Well, goodbye for now.
So how do we sneak our way into the Merchants Guild? Alright, have fun, Ray. Have fun, Kira. Enjoy the gig. Enjoy going outside and seeing people. I say, may all your ciders be black. Or maybe your snake bites, if you're feeling wild and crazy. How do you get into the Merchants Guild? Sell something. Right, we had some talk about maybe people showing up who could have made for clues.
Some ale, Mr.
Had interesting things to say about...
I heard that you wouldn't know. A merchant? I think you better ask it. I could get into trouble suggesting that something was... Why? The merchant... It just means that... Doesn't that...
Right, so... he just talks about them, but...
Thanks again. No problem.
Doesn't really provide any sort of major clue, does he? Is there a note or something there? A box of receipts?
Just like Samael had told me, there was a box of receipts in the cellar.
Oh, wait.
I rooted carefully through the receipts, and the only recent purchaser was the patrician. It seems he'd bought a number of barrels of fine wine to take to the palace. I guess the golem I'd seen at the cafe was owned by Lord Veterinary. The palace was due to buy some more wine. As far as I could tell, they would be collecting it sometime soon.
Hey, there we go. We got a new location. That's worthy of a save. That's worthy of a save. Have we got a new location? Did that just give us an alternate way to the Patrician's Palace? Like, is that something I should have found way back? But they should be picking up soon. So do we...
I rooted carefully. I guess...
Like
the
what?
palace was as far...
They'd be collecting it soon. So we should get into a wine barrel?
I didn't really need...
Crawl into a barrel. We've done the wolf in here. We've got the fuchsia cloud, which...
There was a linger...
And the red mist. Did we see traces
There
of
was some faint trace... The scent was very weak, and it was too... The predominant...
Gopher clock, gopher clock.
Okay, I suppose I could crack open a barrel, empty out the wine, hide inside, and wait for someone to carry me into the palace.
Bastards.
But I'd need to be a lot more confident that I wasn't going to get caught.
Oh, right. Oh, that seems like we're on to something. Like, if we just did it... How can we be confident that we won't get caught? We need someone to stand guard. What if Samael will Samael cover for us? Time travelers! Boo. Boo boo. Where were we talking about wine barrels here? Thermocase, one sapphire. Cases is no good.
Have those people from the palace been here to collect the wine yet?
Not yet.
Can you help me hide in a barrel? I'd love to hide in a barrel. If you'll, like, cover for me. Any thoughts, folks? Starting to wonder. So I could take my trusty crowbar, which has been like the MVP item. It's got to be said. I could take my trusty crowbar and crack open a wine barrel, but how can we be confident?
I suppose I could crack open a barrel, empty out the wine, hide inside, and wait for someone to carry me into the palace. But I'd need to be a lot more confident that I wasn't going to get caught.
How can we get confident about that? Zero idea. I'm no help. Thanks, Art. Love you too. Where's the Architects Guild? Not the Architects Guild. Oh, we're not going back there, are we? The Archaeologists Guild. That Archie. Just in case it triggers something. No. How do we get confident about it? Drink the wine. That is one way to get some confidence. I don't think we can do it when we can't do it in wolf form, can we? Can we turn into a wolf, then open the wine barrels? I don't think that's how this game works. Click on his bum. Turn to wolf form. Use the crowbar on the...
I didn't see what the scent...
Right, fine. Well, you're right, Art. We should, while we think about these things, go somewhere where there's some jazz, at least, in the game. Hello. Yes. Art thinks you're great for some reason. I think you're a menace. I'm wondering where Snarf is. I'm not sure if Snarf is going to show up. Hello, Snarf. How are you? Art, for some reason, thinks you're the bee's knees. The best lad. I mean, you kind of are, except for when you're being a twat. Art has cashed in, stream is... Right. And the new rules. New season. New competition. It's first to finish. First to finish.
Oh, is it a race now, is it?
Yep, it is.
Who's winning?
Snarf, usually.
I'm going to back Orko then. I like an underdog.
You're the underdog, Orko. I don't know how that happened. Right, let's get you a reasonable little handful here. Tease you. Gonna tease you. What's going on? Go on, there you go. There you go. Oh. Gonna make sure I get you a reasonable one as well, Snarf. So Orca does have a distinct advantage, though, with the race thing.
But he's a messy fucker.
He is a messy fucker. Whereas Snarf is more laser precise. As you see, I've got my Cookie Monster Jimmy Jams on. Like, if we were gonna do like a race, I think I need to build something. I think we need to build a machine that does like a double, has a mechanical thing that'll feed to 2 bowls simultaneously, and then we can connect it to a Raspberry Pi, and we can just make the reward just happen instantly. Just go and it make a sound, and then we'll see like who answers the call. We'll all stay put. Yeah. Oh God, no! He's such a dick. But look at oh. My dudes, that might be a tie. Like, Snarf walked off as Orca munched down the last one, right? I have seen part of it. It was a photo finish, and to be honest, I can't call it. Oh. We got video ref. Kathy's on video ref duties. We're going to VAR. That's a thing, right? It's so hard to tell. This is nail biting now. This is true. Orca has the handicap being distracted by like, what are other people doing? Can I eat their food as well? Oh, I got the right mouse. Well done. I need the other keyboard. Right. How do we sneak into the Merchants Guild? Oh, you know,
Who would say I like to see this time?
Right, let's see if...
I'd like to see Carlotta. Is she home?
I will go and announce your presence, and she will tell me if she is.
Oh, I get the opportunity to...
You're up late.
I can never sleep after I've been stabbed to death.
Here we go.
What did you want to talk about?
Right. That's opening rip you up to. That's goodbye. Don't hit goodbye.
So, do you do this all the time? Set up some poor sap and get him to do your dirty work?
All right. I admit, I deceived you. But you're not my puppet, Luton. You never were. I could see the fire in you, and I liked it.
That's why you infected me?
You haven't been a werewolf for long. You don't know what it's like. You can't have a decent relationship with mortals when you're a bloodthirsty wolf 1 week out of every month.
You ruined my life so you could have a companion?
Don't be so melodramatic, Luton. It doesn't suit you.
What would you call it?
I gave you a gift, and it's a wonderful gift. You just have to get used to it.
Of all the washed-up men in all the cities on the disc, why did you come to me?
Why does anyone do anything? We're all pawns in someone's game, Luton. The best we can hope for is to take charge of our lives. And don't forget, never forget, if I hadn't done this, you'd be dead. I saved your life.
It wasn't much of a life to save.
It could be.
If I became your lapdog, I could never do that.
I wouldn't ask you to. You're special, Luton. You're like me. The law isn't for people like us.
What is?
Well, that's another thing I've been trying to figure out for years.
So, video assisted referee says, Snarf left the table first, but Orko finished first. He just took longer sniffing around. In which case, yeah, I think that is an Orko win. Video assisted ref is also the final arbiter. So, wow, there we go. Orko getting slightly ahead. We'll see what happens. I think, you know what we need to do? Because a lot of the time I am faffing around trying to get, trying to make sure I've got like a reasonable, fair balance, a fair distribution. I think maybe what I should do is I've got some little measuring cups, get like a little measuring cup that seems about the right amount. Just do scoop, level, thump, and just like make it as quicker process to get out of there. If they were sapient, be looking for someone to go, it finished. What's up, Beard Army? I'm here doing the all-you-can-eat Dreamies challenge. Alright, I've watched Beard Meets Food on YouTube. Right, I can ask a lot of questions.
The person who killed Mundy hung him upside down and poked his eyes out. Can you think of any reason they might have done that?
What? No. Why should I?
Well, you knew Mundy. I didn't. I thought you might have an insight on it that I didn't.
Did you?
Did you kill Mundy?
What? What do you think I am, Luton?
It's got nothing to do with what I think of you, Carlotta. But the Watch are investigating, and if they find out about your connection with Mundy, you're bound to be a suspect.
So why are you asking me if I did it?
Let's just call it professional curiosity.
If I had done it, would you turn me in?
That depends.
On what?
On why you did it.
You don't strike me as a moralist, Luton.
I'm a simple man, Carlotta. I have simple ideas of what's right and what's wrong. The trouble is, things are seldom that simple. It's always somewhere in the middle ground. I try not to jump to conclusions. In my line of work, that can get you killed.
That must be a tremendous incentive to think everything through.
I do my best. You still haven't answered my question.
I didn't kill him, Luton, if that's what you really want to know.
Do you have an alibi? I told her when the murder took place and asked her if she had an alibi. I wasn't surprised when she did.
Yeah.
Frankly, I reckon I could have said any day and any time, and she'd have had an alibi. She was that kind of woman.
There are witnesses who can corroborate where I was.
And where were you?
I was in the Temple of Small Gods.
Spend a lot of time on your knees, do you, sister?
We all need a little absolution.
For your sins?
Everything I do is a sin in someone's eyes.
Right, she goes Temple Small Gods. Need to talk to people more. Right, okay, about her there. Right. Thermocase is dead. One who was. Did you know you're a werewolf? No, that's not. Oh no, it's in a. Carlotta is a werewolf.
Reagan's dead.
I'm not surprised.
You don't seem to care.
Everybody dies, Luton. Mundy, Reagan, even you.
What's your point?
No point. That's just life.
Where were you when Reagan was killed?
When was he killed?
Shortly after dropping you off at the Temple of Small Gods.
Well, there's your answer then.
Damn, she's still got that alibi, huh?
I told Carlotta when Malachite was murdered and asked her where she was at the time.
I was at a service then. Why do you ask?
A service?
I happen to enjoy services.
I bet I would too. Why don't you invite me to one?
I wouldn't be allowed to bring an unbeliever.
How do you know I'm an unbeliever?
I doubt you believe in anything.
A man can change. Don't you have a recruitment policy?
I'd rather not talk about religion. It's such a controversial subject.
Yeah, so alibi.
I can't help but notice that your recurring alibi for the murders is that you were at the Temple of Small Gods.
Everyone needs a little solace now and then.
You seem to need it a lot.
I'm not easily satisfied.
Which god is it that you worship?
I really don't like to discuss religion.
Yeah.
Come on. I only want to know the name.
All right. Her name is Errata, but I don't appreciate you prying into my spiritual affairs like this.
Can I pry into your physical affairs?
My affairs are never just physical.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
Well, we got a jazz note. Ew, indeed. Ew, indeed. But we got a jazz note. Errata. Oh, this game's fucked up. Vavu. Talk to her about the other murders.
Do you know anything about the murder of one of the patrician's clerks?
No, I don't.
Do you know anything about the murder of the reader of esoteric occultism?
No.
Have you heard about the recent murder of a rich merchant?
Sorry, Luton. I'm not an expert on murders, despite what you may think.
Temples and gods. There we go. We got another place to find Errata. Uvavu.
I take it you don't know where the golden sword is now.
Of course not. Do you think I wouldn't tell you?
Frankly, my dear, I don't know what to think. There didn't seem much point.
Fine, don't discuss it with her. We talked to her about Jasper.
Tell me about...
What's to tell? He's a treasure. He'd sell his own... Rumor has it that he pushed...
Have you had any dealings?
Occasion. Horst is the kind of troll you...
Yeah, alright. Not too much beast.
Have you seen anything strange around town recently?
Come on.
What kind of strange?
A little birdie eater told me that Malachite was killed by something bestial.
A werewolf?
I don't think so. Whatever, it was vicious.
You don't think werewolves are vicious? You should hear my aunts talk about me behind my back.
I think whatever this thing is, it's more powerful than just a werewolf.
It's a werewolf. That works, right? It's a werewolf, but on a full moon, it turns into a super werewolf. That's what it is. Is there anything else to talk to her about? No, I don't think so. Fine. Goodbye.
I'll be in touch.
I'll be waiting.
I mean, we can just, like, walk to... I thought we could, oh, no, there it is. There it is.
The Count's health was getting worse. He wasn't making much sense.
Is that you? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. Is it time? Is it time already? It's been such a long time, hasn't it? We've had fun together, haven't we? Soon enough.
Count?
Soon enough, my dear. Soon enough.
Count? It's Luton.
He cannot hear you.
Hey!
Why not?
It's almost his time.
I've seen some scary things in my time. I've seen men driven mad by money or women. I've seen wars where neither side has known what they were fighting over. I've seen Nobby getting out of the shower, and believe me, that was no picnic. I didn't really discover what terror was until I found myself talking to a 7-foot-high skeleton with a scythe. Your death!
Am I? You know, I wondered why I was carrying the scythe around.
Am I?
Are you what? A selfish, bitter man who has yet to squander his one last chance of redemption?
Am I dead?
No. It's not your time.
I thought you might have missed me the other day when I was stabbed and you've only just got around to me.
I'm famously punctual.
So why are you here?
I've come out for the Count, so to speak.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I was hoping to ask him a few questions.
You seem remarkably calm for one who has just seen the defeater of empires, the swallower of oceans, the thief of years, the ultimate reality, the harvester of mankind, and the assassin against whom no lot will hold. That's me, in case you have trouble with long sentences.
It's been that kind of week. How long has he got?
That depends on you.
On me? I thought our time was allocated by the fates.
It is true that fate is the ultimate master of life and death. But even fate takes a back seat to the laws of narrative causality.
I don't understand.
Really? Who said you were supposed to?
You might give me a clue.
Let's just say that the actions of one person may change the way the whole story is told.
I don't understand.
Don't worry. It'll all become clear to you at the end.
This isn't one of those make a save now. We're not going to X-Files this, are we? Oh, I hope not. Let's see what we can get out of the count.
How come you're here?
I came on my horse.
What is it? A skeletal horse whose hooves spark with flames with each step?
No. Just my horse. I call him Binky.
And he's not a skeleton?
He happens to be very well fed and looked after, thank you very much.
I still don't understand why you're here. I mean, you're death. Shouldn't you be everywhere?
I am everywhere.
But you're here.
Yes. As well. Don't try to work it out. Even I don't fully understand it. It involves really complicated numbers.
You turn up like this for everyone?
Generally, I'm only expected to make an actual appearance on special occasions.
And this is a special occasion?
Not yet. I've arrived ahead of time. But there's going to be a lot of business in Ankh-Morpork soon, so it doesn't hurt for me to get here a little early.
You wouldn't care to tell me more about this, I suppose?
The immediate future is not a matter on which I propose to enlighten you. No.
Damn. Yeah, I wonder if I think it might be Nigel Planer. I can't hear any Robert Llewellyns to it, nor any Brighton's isms, so.
How come I can see you? Is it something to do with me being a werewolf?
In a sense. It has much more to do with certain other matters.
Such as?
Ordinarily, I am only perceived by those who are about to die.
So you are invisible? That must be useful.
I'm not invisible, as such. People just can't see me. They won't allow themselves to do it. Until it's time, of course. Wizards can see me, and cats. Odd, really, but there you go.
But I can see you.
Indeed. People in a state of heightened awareness sometimes stop seeing what they expect to see and start seeing what is really there.
Like with Gaspode.
Frankly, I think your seeing me has more to do with your quest for the golden sword.
Ah, good, yes.
You know about that?
I've been around. I hear things.
Why should the sword be a factor?
Well, it's more to do with narrative causality, as I said.
It's not really a quest. I mean, I'm just investigating a few murders.
Believe me, I know. I was there.
Yes, well, we're having a weird conversation with death. Who thought we'd be doing this on a Friday night, eh?
You mentioned narrative causality before.
Did I? I must be becoming careless.
Why? Aren't you allowed to discuss it?
It's not exactly against the rules. But it might ruin it if I told you.
We enter
Ruin
the
what?
cheat mode?
The story.
Okay, fine. But let's... Seemingly we're talking to Death about the Mundy case.
Can you think of any reason that Mundy might have been hung upside down before he was killed?
Of course.
You were there?
Well, yes. I have to be. But this is very irregular.
Of course. You know about all these murders, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, you're basically an accessory after the fact.
Yeah, well done,
or
Luton.
possibly before the fact.
Young man, I am the fact.
Well, tell me everything you know.
Are you sure? It would take millions of years.
I meant about this case. We could stop anyone else from being killed.
No. Absolutely not. You can't expect me to be a witness in a murder inquiry. I'm going to take the fifth.
The fifth what?
No one ever says what fifth. They just take it. And I'll have the 6th, 7th, and 15th through 23rd, just to be on the safe side.
So you won't tell me anything?
Oh, lots of things. I like to talk to a man who likes to talk.
But you won't tell me anything about the murders?
I will not. Supposing that caught on, you think I want to spend every day in a witness box?
Even though Death said he wouldn't tell me anything, I had a suspicion that I might be able to learn something if I could just trip him up. I'd have to be careful, though. The last thing I wanted was to get Death upset with me. He's not a guy you want as your enemy.
So we're going to try and Scooby-Doo Death. Right. Carlotta is a werewolf.
It seems a woman that I've been involved with is a werewolf.
Indeed.
Her name's Carlotta. She's the mistress of the house, I guess.
Carlotta, hmm? Yes, of course she is. Couldn't be part of the Von Uberwalds if she wasn't, hmm? You'd be a werewolf, too, if you married her.
The Von Uberwalds are all werewolves.
Really? How do you know that?
How do I know that, eh? Hmm? How could I not know that? I was married myself, you know. Do you remember my wife?
Yes.
No.
Before your time, hmm?
No one was before my time.
And welcome in Trash Wolf. Trash Wolves? Hello. It's alright to look, don't worry. Tell me about Errata.
Have you heard of the goddess Errata?
Eh? A goddess? Yes. Yes, she was. I always liked your mother. That's why I married her, I suppose.
Is he...
Dead? No. You'll know when he dies.
How?
I will swing my scythe.
Do you have to do that?
No. But when I appear in person, I am required to separate the soul from its body.
Why?
It has symbolic value.
Do you know Errata?
The goddess of misunderstandings. Yes.
What's she like?
Chaotic and confusing. But she has a certain sense of justice, I think.
Justice?
All the gods are sentimentalists at heart. Of course, I never let that sort of thing get in my way.
Yeah, of course not. Never, Death, eh? Right. Okie coke. What else can we talk to Death about and maybe Scooby-Doo him into some murders?
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two
Skirt around.
Conquers?
I haven't met them. Yet.
That's going to be the same
What do
gag.
you know about a dwarf named Al Kali?
I haven't met them. Yet.
That's the gag. That's the gag, is it? Okay. Contacts, murders. So this is right. What if we...
You can at least tell me why the murderer killed Reagan, Mundy, and
Okay,
Malachite.
we'll just...
Surely that wouldn't be a problem.
Look,
Bundling
if
them
I
together.
tell you about him, where does it stop? No. I will tell you nothing.
I think it's too late for that.
Bugger. I don't suppose you could forget I said that.
Sure. Thanks for eliminating half of my suspects. So, the murderer was male. Well, that put Carlotta and Sapphire in the clear.
Right.
Is there anything you'd like to tell me about the murder of the patrician's clerk?
Only that he was a lot less tiresome than you and didn't have such a colorful vocabulary.
I like a colourful vocabulary. Say your own words.
Wizards can see you, right?
Indeed.
So they know when they're going to die.
That is also true.
So the reader of esoteric occultism must have known he was about to be murdered.
Knowing when you are going to die and knowing how are two different things.
Okay, that's a good point. Right, give me something. I need to get the merchants.
Where did the merchant get killed?
I'm not saying anything and you can't make me.
Perhaps if I could get some information out of the gatekeeper at the Merchant's Guild, I might stand a chance of getting something out of death.
But we've tried asking, and So I got a feeling Death's hanging around for a while. Then,
do you know anything about golden swords?
I've seen a couple in my time.
Such as?
Oh, I don't know. If you've seen one golden sword, you've seen them all.
Do you know anything about jewels?
Jewels? Shiny. Not much use for anything except looking pretty.
Count von Uberwald?
Has it turned cold again? I can't tell.
There's life in the old Count yet.
There will be. Right up until the end.
What about you?
I'll be there.
No, I mean, do you know anything about jewels?
I once had to acquire a diamond for a friend.
Where did you find it?
In a temple. They thought it was the tear of a god.
Was it?
No. Gods never weep. Sometimes the imagination of mankind astonishes me.
You don't know anything about gold-plated jewels?
Sorry, no.
right, Orko, I'm sure my hand is very tasty. But I would like to do some mouse stuff. Thank you. You. That's not you. That's quite cute. Sorry.
Do you know anything about the counterweight killings?
I already told you that I could not discuss the details of my work with you.
Orko acting like he's never been fed. I know, right? I have to like go. Ooh, let me. This hand seems tasty.
Do you know a troll by the name of Jasper Horst?
I haven't met them.
Yet. Oh, the bestial attack.
I think the murderer I'm looking for is some kind of beast.
No doubt you will find out soon enough.
Sounds more foreboding when it comes from him. Okay, so I've got a feeling Death will remain in this location for a little while until is something to tie up with the merchant, right?
Well, goodbye. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Oh, you can be certain of it. Incidentally, I rather like your hard-boiled monologues.
You do?
Oh, yes. And of course, the way you can actually think out of the corner of your mouth. Very impressive.
I didn't know I was doing it.
Oh, yes. Take that, you doity rat. Wonderful stuff. Very entertaining. You know, sometimes I've wondered if I should take the scythe around in a violin case. It would certainly add to the atmosphere of menace and uncertainty.
Really?
Of course, I don't play the violin. And I can't talk out of the corners of my mouth. It's a great shame.
Right, there we go. So I'm sure we could see death at any point. Right, we should probably save. Right. Thank you, Orko. Try a bit of crosstalk with the Merchants Guild. We've talked to death, you know.
Mind if I ask some more questions?
As long as they're not about the incident, be my guest.
How can I... How can I talk to him about the incident without talking about the incident?
There's talk of a bestial attacker loose in Ankh-Morpork. I was wondering if it might have killed that merchant.
Wonder away. But I'm not discussing the incident with you.
The incident. Damn. How do we Scooby-Doo him? How do we Scooby-Doo him into talking about the incident? Okay, let's talk about Errata.
What do you know about the goddess Errata?
I don't know anything about that.
No, nothing. Fine. You're not going to want to talk about the sword, are you?
I didn't want... This was...
Or the jewel.
The jewel...
No. How might we...
I had a feeling...
I just don't know.
Well, goodbye for...
How do we get past the gatekeeper? How do we Scooby-Doo him? Still, let's go and see Malaclips.
I need your help again, Malaclips.
They'll all need my help sooner or later. They just don't know it yet.
Which deity do you serve? I don't...
Then
We've had this.
Carlotta says she's a follower of Errata.
Here we go.
Is that right?
Blah! I am the only true follower of Errata in the whole of Ankh-Morpork. Unless you have seen the light, Luton.
Seen the light?
Do you believe in the ways of Errata?
How could I not? Surely, Errata is the most worthy of all gods to follow.
Either you've just had a miraculous conversion or you're learning to lie. Good. A useful skill in followers of Errata.
Right. Okay, what else can we talk about? Do you want to talk about these murders?
What do you know about the murder of the patrician's clerk?
He wasn't killed. He's been smuggled out of Ankh-Morpork by a team of crack Ephebian ontological guerrillas.
Ontological guerrillas?
A vicious band of terrorist philosophers trying to spread their doctrine that our existence is purely an abstract experience mediated by a limited sensory experience, which cannot be relied upon to provide accurate perspectives or any true reality should one exist.
Sounds plausible.
So, they got to you too, did they?
What about the reader of esoteric occultism? Do you know about his murder?
Ha! Internal politics. It is of no consequence to the world what happens inside Unseen University.
Even if they accidentally summon hideous demons from beyond space and time?
As long as they stay inside Unseen University, no problem.
Merchant.
I heard a prominent merchant was killed.
That's right. A gangland killing by the Shin Kicker Triad. They told Bjorn Iron Trader to stop trading with their rivals, but he didn't listen to them.
I don't think that's the murder I'm interested in.
Maybe it should be.
He's not going to be much help, is he? Goddamn Discordians.
I've heard that something bestial stalks the streets of Ankh-Morpork.
You'll have to be more specific than that. Why, in the sewers alone there's the albino alligators, the ratkin, and the abominable night soil. And then there's some of the citizens.
Forget I asked. What can you tell me about Jasper Horst?
Horst is a major player in several conspiracies. The Brindisian Illuminati are still after him for stealing the unholy pail. Certainly not someone to be messed with.
Do you know a woman by the name of Carlotta von Uberwald? Have you seen her around the temple?
Oh, yes. I know her. She's part of one of the darkest conspiracies. And they're plotting to take over the world by stealing the lost treasures of Errata and turning them towards a dark purpose. Don't trust her, Luton. Trust no one.
You know about Mundy's murder?
Of course.
Was she here when he was killed?
Yes. Yes, she was.
Okay, fine. He's confirmed her alibi.
Tell me about the goddess Errata.
I'm sure we've asked these,
There
right?
is no goddess greater than Errata. Have you not looked at the world and seen all the confusion and misunderstanding? Well, who do you think put it there? It didn't happen by chance. Nothing ever happens by chance.
So, every misunderstanding that has ever happened,
We've
Errata
done this,
was
haven't
behind
we?
them all.
Yes. She has started wars, and she has ended wars. Millions.
And presumably...
Oh, yeah.
She must...
There it...
Then why doesn't...
Let me... They just...
How come you...
Yeah.
Why? I might be...
Errata...
Yeah, okay. I think we've done all this.
I'll have to go. The truth is out there.
Trust no one. Yeah, I know. X-Files was a thing. Let's try asking Mooncalf, whatever his name is, about Errata.
I have some more questions.
Ask them, if you must.
We must. Why did they show us the window, though?
Can you tell me anything about Errata?
Bah! Maleclipse's deranged goddess. I do not waste my time with such trivialities.
Right, well, that was duff, wasn't it? Do we need CRA hotline? I mean, I'm getting there, aren't I?
Well, I'll be on my way.
I'll be here should you choose to repent.
Something that's bugging me is... No.
I doubled back on myself, trying to get a good look at the dwarf who was following me. It was Al-Khali. I slipped away into the streets before he realized I'd spotted him.
Yeah, of course. It was a cemetery I wanted to go to.
Either I would... That's all there...
Because, like, why...
This was the other side of the window behind Mooncalf.
Yes. And we were all like looking at it. Why are we looking at it?
I could see that someone was on the other side of the window.
Yes, Mooncalf. Why? Why this scene? It makes no sense. Let's save the game. Right. Yeah! You know what? You pest. Well, I'm screaming, obviously. What? Let me just give him a drink. Let's have. I'm gonna think and sort Orko out for a drink. One second. Yes, I'm coming. Snarf care. It was Orko care. Because Orko's learnt the horrible habit of clawing at my knee. It really hurts when you're in your jammy bottoms. Did we smell here?
The trail led to the Temple of Small Gods. Then I lost it. I'd lost the trail. This was the other side of the window. I was on the other side.
Oh, I can smell this in dog form, can I?
I could see that someone was on the other side of the window.
But I can't smell anything. God, I dread to do this.
I'm back.
Good boy.
What do you know about Errata?
What do you know about the goddess Errata?
Gordon, Bennett, who do you think I am? Laddie the Wonder Dog?
Yeah, I was hoping.
Thanks for your help.
I just...
I'll get ready for Diablo 4 to go live. Well, you know what? What we can do? We're going to save this one. And we're going to wrap this one up for today. And then maybe we'll kick in tomorrow. Straight away. With, with a CRA helpline clue. My brain is frazzled tonight, but let's at least get the good old world of that beautiful, beautiful shutdown sound. Right, let's get the right mouse. Let's move these out of the way. Let's switch you off as well. Let's see who's about for a raid, shall we? Switch. Yeah, we don't need that search. Twitch says a few people on. Stowe Hellets doing some city skylines. Pidgewell, not sure who Pidgewell is. One of those things where it's like you follow someone because they're a friend of a friend. But they're doing the new Legend of Zelda. Timber's doing the Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda or City Skylines? You know what? Let's watch some city building. I've been playing Mini Motorways. That's been slightly stressful but fun. A bit like Mini Metro but with roads. There's a friend of Goth playing Varney Lake, whatever that is. That one there. It's not that one that Hawk was playing a while back. where like you're in a UPS truck and you're just driving around doing stuff in like this lakeside town. But we could I'm always up for finding new friends, seeing what a Valley Lake is. Let's go for it, Rick. USPS and no. It's not that. It's not the game. GTA USPS. But otherwise, I think let's go. We can go see Stowe. But I'll see you at Hobbiton. Hobbiton. Let's copy that. Let's mute that tab before I go there. Because yes, of course there's an advert. Of course there's an advert. Right, set up a raid. Hobbiton. Early, late night lounge. Vampires will never hurt you, but they may give you mouldy root beer. Apparently. Well, there you go. Right, everything's working on OBS and my buttons. Oh, look, we didn't even.
I'm a little princess, you know.
I've even got the sound buttons. Didn't even press the wrestling button, not once. What's wrong with me? Cool. So, bit of Mist tomorrow afternoon, probably. Yeah, why not? And then back for more of this Discworld Noir nonsense tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thanks for hanging out, folks. It's always lovely to spend time with you. I'm glad that you choose to spend your time with me. Anyway, yeah, let's go and see Hobbiton, friend of Goth's, and friend of Goth's is a friend of ours. So I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon, most likely. Okay? Look after yourselves. Bye now. I'm getting lots of pressing.